Anyway, enough of all that. Morning all, how are we all doing? Happy New Year to anyone I've not said Happy New Year to. It's, I say 21st of Jan now, so it's a Sunday here in the UK. And I'm doing my best to get over this damn flu. I think this is the first time I'm probably going to be able to hold a reasonable conversation without coughing my guts up, which is bloody not adequate for doing a video. So what are we doing? Right, this is just the Airfix Buccaneer. This is the 48 RAF kit version. I've already made the Navy version, and this has got exactly the same quirky bits as the Navy version. But here's a couple of pointers. I don't know how easy it is for Airfix or how hard it is for Airfix, but in this day and age, with the technology that the companies have got, I would have thought it would have been pretty easy. I wouldn't have done this bit in two halves. I would have made that nose cone as in one piece. The simple reason being is the crack line, the join line that goes down there, is a real peg to get rid of, especially when you've got to fill the where it joins the sprue, where you cut it off from the sprue. So you know, you fill it and you think I've used super glue on it, but I think it's finally gone now. I've just got to run a bit of primer over that nose just to see, you know, where we're going with it. But if I just move you down a bit here, as a matter of fact, I'll bring it closer by doing that. So as you can see, there's the join lines right through the middle. But not only that, when you start sanding, you can take this point off. It's a lovely point, and the Buccaneer does have a nice bullet point to its nose. And on the underside, you can see there where the filler has seeped into the crack, as well as the super glue. So, I mean, that was a bit of a, I don't know. I would look to do that nose on future projects as one piece. You know, if you did a tornado, that would be one piece rather than two halves. I think it's a lot better myself. But there we go. Now, this other thing here, this lump here, it had an aerial on there, and the same was on the back of the tail there. So I'll go out now. So on the back of the tail there, there's an aerial right there, and an aerial right there on that chin pod. Again, when they made it, if you was to scale it up, it looked like a breeze block. And aircraft don't have breeze blocks for aerials. You know, they have thin blades. If you was to scale it down at this scale, the blade would probably disappear. But what you would do is make the aerial separate. So make that one separate and make the one on the top of the tail separate. Because just to try and get them to replicate what they are, they just came out too thick, so I chopped them off. It just looked really, really naff. This thing here, there's another antenna there. That's another aerial. I mean, I've got some good reference books, and again, this is quite thick. I mean, that's a good mil thick, that is. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to, go with the roll of the dice. On the whole, it's a bloody nice kit. It really is. And, when I built it first time around, the Navy version, I thought I'd do a bit of a rundown job. But this one is going to be a lossy mouth bird. So, kind of keep her a bit tidy, not weather her up so much. Now the other thing as well is you can see I've got fill around here. So this bit here where it joins on, let's have a look, get a bit closer. So there's a kind of a step. This bit seems to step down to that step. Now it's all joined up. It's all nice and close, all nice and tight. It joins up well. But this piece, for some unknown reason, fits very well there. Now let's get a pointer. Fits very well here, although you have to get a bit of a gap and fill it. But when it comes to there meeting there, there's a step. and you can hear it. And I've tried to get rid of it. And even if I was to put something in there to push it up, it then upsets all this. So this is true, but this isn't true. This arc. You know, if you look at it, which I don't think I can really. So that arc there isn't as true as that arc there. It probably all, you know, the way they do it. I mean, I'm not 100% on how they do these things, but it's probably a case of the whole thing is a whole thing, and then they just think, right, we cut that round there, make that a separate piece. And then somewhere along the line, you know, when it's manufactured, maybe it just shrinks, I don't know. But you can hear there's a step there as well. So all this has to be sanded down to match that. Which is you know, it is what it is, I suppose. The back end on this one is a lot better than it was on my Navy version. Again, I had the same problem with the front, the stepping, and these didn't line up. And again, with this one, you can see there that it doesn't line up again. It's almost like the bottoms are lined, but the top has been made too big, too wide. So I thought to myself, do you know what? The bottom's flush, but the top isn't. So I thought, right, again, I'm just going to leave it, because otherwise you start sanding all this down, you're going to lose all the detail. I mean, as it is, I've worked a run filler in there for a crack. That was a gap. So a gap, not a crack. That's a gap, that's a gap. It ferries round into nothing on the other side. You get your little lines there. And then on the other side again, nothing. And it goes all the way around. And this side was actually the better side. So this side was the better side. That side was the slightly not too good. Again, this piece connected onto there. And when I glued it on, got it in its correct position. So you need to, so like here on the tail, I'll do this while we're on here. So that needs to be flat. So when you look at it, that bit there is flat. So that's that bit there. That lines up. That side lines up. The top is all right, but the bottom was stepped out quite a bit. So as you can see, I've had to sand all the bottom. You can still see a bit of step in there. So I've just got to sand this bit on this side. Could call it nitpicking, but that's just that. We're modelers, we sand all that down. It's not a gripe. Basically all this is just saying that I think Airfix could have done themselves a favour by making that nose cone a hole. And then where they had the aerials on there and on there, I would have erased them for the moulding and put them in and on a sprue like they've done with all the other aerials, because they would have looked a lot better. They're only little triangle things, you know, tiny little bits. So, you know, and I mean, if they're basing all their kits on the judgment of parts count, getting too much, too expensive, then okay, where else do you look? I would have just made, you know, you could have done this as one piece there, and that as the bottom piece, and then just join it. Then you would have had a flush line, because after all, that is a panel line there, and the panel does split down there. I think pretty sure it does. I've got a picture of the booklet, because this doesn't come off as one piece. This comes off as two bits. I'm bloody sure. So you've got to scribe a fine line down there as to where this comes up. I think it joins there and goes across. But I'll reflect. Let me have a look, because I've got this here. So when you look in the back, this should be the engine section. Right, here you go. So yeah, I mean you can see there. All right. So basically, this top piece comes round like that. So let's show this one big piece. Yeah, no. Yeah, actually, that line looks like it could be wrong. According to this picture here. And that one there looks alright. And it shows it going down to a point as this comes down and it gets cut off. Anyway, regardless, you know, could have done that, I suppose. I mean, I'm not sure what they do or how they do it, but either way, it's a good model. It's a good model, but I think they could have done the nose as a one piece so that you didn't, you know, lose that sharp nose look, you know, and you didn't have this constant sanding down here. Because once you start sanding down, you know, it's all right putting filler and super glue in there, but then you start losing the contour of the nose. You could start sanding the, you know, that nice shape out, and this nose end will blunt, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But on the whole, so far, I've got this far, and I've done the wings, you know, which are all right. Nothing wrong with them. They join nice. So yeah, happy with that. Seats are nice for once. It's got nice seats in it. Needs the parachute bags put on the top, but they're easy enough to do. So as a whole, yeah, it's quite nice. It's a massive improvement over their last one. Their last one was just from years ago, it was a god awful kit with two halves going down, and then this section with cement on. If it worked, it would work, but if it didn't work, then you know, by the way, that's a good book if you can get hold of it. That one, they do a landscape version, which I've got. I don't know if I've got it to hand, have I? Oh, here you go. Right, this is all my reference for Buccaneers. So this book I bought, it's a take on this book. So this is in English, so that one's in Japanese, but this one just covers all the RAF version, as this one covers the RAF version and the Royal Navy version. So you get both in there, RAF in there, the usual Airfix mugshot book, that book, to which case, there you go, there's the, so Airfix have, you know, well, that drawing's showing it's got a snipped off bit there, but there you go, that's another old book, scale drawings in there, and then that book there, the Blackburn Buccaneer book, and again, some, you know, nice drawings it's got of it there. Looks like I shot myself in the foot there. It does square off, so Airfix has got it right. But in the picture, it shows you one that's got a little triangle on the end on one of those pictures. I don't know. Maybe it's just the paint and the paint colour at the time. Something like that. But these are them aerials I was talking about. So this little one here, you know, they could have made that one and that one on the top of the tail like they've done these. And just do them separate. Apart from these two have been done like on a little lump, and you push the lump in, so I've yet to see how well it'll go down on this kit. On the last one, it wasn't too bad. And then you got all your colour schemes. There's Storm and that there, South African one there. Whoop, no. There you go. Black and white rockets on it. There are one, Boscombe down. Nice. Another test evaluation one there. Is that the one with the tornado nose on there? Yeah. It's a good book, you know. You got the what was it, the Nevada, oh god, red flag one, wasn't it, this one, with the star, and he had this one, the snowy condition one. There was a couple of these. So you see this one here, is the one with the red star, being that one. And that one hasn't got the red star. And then it goes through the book. Royal Navy one at the beginning. Yeah, and that's that book. That one everybody's probably got. And these two are about the best. So, I mean, when you look at this one, I don't think it's in production anymore. But basically this one, so when you look at this, as you can see, look, mine got water damaged, which hence the reason I got that one. So you get all the bombs and stuff, but I kept this one because I managed to get it in the squalor we was living in with all of its damp conditions, and I managed to peel the pages apart to the best that I could. And yeah, this one's not bad. It shows you all the cockpit pictures, IFR probe, top of the engine cover, which is what you need on the Airfix one. So it goes all through that. And then it does the RAF variants. Lossy mouth job, 12 squadron, 15, 208, and there's 12 squadron there, 2 there, 1 there, and there. And then this one does this one, because you can see there it is advertised in the back. And again, it's just that book right the way up till about, so it divides it up. So that is that, and then you get another one, complete other one, all to do with the Royal Navy version. So I presume that's got to be Yeovilton. Yeah, as you walk around, then you get a few pictures on the buck itself in Navy service. Very nice. Very nice. And there it is. That's my reference that I use anyway. So that's where I sort of came to the conclusion that there probably would have been better off making that a one piece, and then these two aerials, put them in the sprues rather than what they've done. But other than that, she's a mighty fine kit. The copper's a vast improvement. As you can see, I mean, I put no decals in there at the moment because I thought to myself I didn't want to start decaling yet. But yeah, there you go. So that's it. And just to show you, like, these are things, so you can actually just slot these in here like that. Great, fantastic fit. Whoops. And again, another superb fit, and without rocking the screen too bad, they bloody line up perfect as well. So yeah, look at that. And there it is. So this will have the all-round camo wrap around on it. Air brakes probably do these open. Like it says on the tin. I think the other one I had them opened as well. But you usually see them. I've just got pictures of them sat on the ramp like this, with the back end fully opened, probably for inspection purposes. Yeah, it's a really nice kit. So far, so good. Other than my only gripe is just that nose. That nose and them aerials, that's my only thing. I just wish they'd have put the aerials, because I'm going to make them out of plastic cards. They're not hard, so, you know, I'm not. But it would have been nice for, say, somebody who's not too clued up to, you know, just put them on separate sprues. But the nose, definitely a one piece. That would look a lot better to just on there. It is good, but you know, like I say, that you just get. No, is that a crack? Well, it's splitting, or is that the super glue version? Let's have a look. No, it's the super glue. So where the super glue's dried, where it's been mixed with a black filler. Yeah, it looked like there was a hole there, but there's not. But yeah, there you go. Right, that is it. That is it for the moment. And until, you know, such times, I'll move on. So it was just a. What else is in this box? I know some people were saying something about creases in the wheels, like these. Yeah, but they don't look as bad as people are making out. Don't really know what they're going on about. Because I did the first one, there's nothing wrong with the wheels at all. You know, the wheels, and it's the tyres really, not the wheels. But when you look at them, I mean, that bulge looks more distinctive than it actually is. It's not a down and a big out like that. It's just a down and slight, you know, slight belly to it. But yeah, don't know. Anyway, we're not on that bit yet. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for looking in. This is just a little thing. Say nose aerials. Just watch out for that. I suppose you could call it just a little heads up video on Airfix's new Buccaneer. So when you're making it and putting it together, just remember that you might need a bit of filler in the join line down there. It goes together superbly because this went on. Yeah, there is a little bit round here again where it joins, but it's easy enough to deal with. This was the worst side. Good God. So here is the line of the kit, and this bit here, this patch here, was all filler. Right, so again, because when it went together, it lined up perfect that side, and it didn't that side. And I thought, well, okay, fair enough. But there you go. All goes together nice around the back. This joins onto here via a join in the actual real aircraft. So again, no problem there. No problem there at all. This joins here via the join there on the real model, and the real thing, and there on the real thing. So that's your join line, that's your join line. Rudder's rudder, elevators, they're not on yet. These two halves, when you put them together, they don't go together very well because inside there is some ejection pin marks dotted. And what I did was, don't have to worry about the back ones, the ones that are here. But these ones here and here, I think there's one there, one there, one there, and one there. Those I sanded off, especially these two here, because it just didn't go together. It's sat apart. So you have to deal, and that's both sides. That's top and bottom. So you have to deal with them. This is two halves. You get two of these. They're exactly the same. So this is the one for the Navy version, as they call it. And then I looked at them both, and there's literally no difference. And there's that area I was talking about. I mean, look at the thickness of that. I mean, that is quite a chunk. So if you was to scale that up, that would be this wide on the real thing, and they don't have aerials that wide. But other than that, it's exactly the same piece as that piece there. There's literally no different. So if you cock up on one, you've got another one to back yourself up on. But this is the one that's supposed to go on, but I ended up putting the other one on. But they're, like I say, they're both the same. And I checked that before I stuck them on, because this one said 13.14. I thought, hang on a minute, I've just glued one together, and there it was. But I hadn't put it on the kit at the time, but when I looked, I thought, well, God, excuse me, I thought, well, I've already, you know, dealt with that one, so I'll stick that one on and leave that one as is. So, yeah, great stuff. Right, well, in which case, I'll stop bawling the tits off everyone, and bid you farewell. So, anyway, take care, guys. See you again soon in the next one. Like and subscribe. That's that. Or I don't know, hit the button. Hit the thumb. Is it the thumb? No, the thumb is the button. Like and subscribe if you want it. Cheers. Thanks. Goodbye.